Hey everybody, how's it going? It's StormeDegree 14 here, and welcome back to another reaction video. I recently have found a new video from the Film Theorist, specifically about the Mario movie. The film theory that the Mario movie will be a musical with Chris Pratt and Mario. Now, I don't know how Matt has come to this conclusion, but it's only until I watch it I will find out. So let's see. I mean, I've been very excited for the Mario movie. I'm just wondering when it will come out. And, I mean, as always, Nintendo is, for some reason, keeping this extremely secretive. They've only showed one thing, and since the newest Direct, they've still shown nothing. I mean, I won't complain about the Direct. We did get Pikmin 4, and I'm super excited about that. But I'm also excited about this, and they told me it was going to come out this year. So, hopefully, I don't know, maybe Matt can shed some light on something in the future. And hopefully Nintendo can show something in the future, more importantly. So let's see how Matt has come to the conclusion that it'll be a musical. With that being said, make sure to like and subscribe to all of Matt's channels before subscribing to my reaction to said video. Make sure to watch the video before watching me. Okay, make sure you do all of that. Okay. And with that being said, let's get on with the reaction in 3, 2, 1.
And with that, we're proud to announce the core cast of our upcoming Super Smash Bros. Feature film.
Smash Brother
I
movie.
can't wait to see who they cast as Mario.
Chris Pratt will be playing Mario, and his voice will be unlike
Yeah.
anything you expect.
Okay, that's unexpected, but sure,
Definitely
we'll go with it.
unexpected.
Next, to our lovable yellow Pokemon, Pikachu.
Oh, please
Oh,
tell me they're
Pikachu.
bringing Ryan Reynolds back. It's the unofficial sequel to Detective Pikachu.
Chris Pratt. We wanted a voice that
Chris
truly
Pratt is
matched what
Pikachu?
audiences expect from this adorable electric mouse.
What?
Joining the project as the
He's just like Pikachu. Like that. It's a me, Mario. And Samus, I'm guessing, is
voice
also
of the
Chris Pratt.
intergalactic bounty hunter Samus Aran will be
Zendaya?
Chris Pratt.
Yep, Chris Pratt is Samus Aran. Him going, the baby. Or, oh dear, the Emmys. I almost forgot what the name was. Sorry.
Isn't Chris Son
I'll
just the
stop- I'll stop
perfect
pausing,
choice?
I'll stop
He's so
pausing.
cool.
Oh, come on.
And our final announcement for the day will be for the voice of Kirby. As one of our most beloved
Kir-
characters, we wanted a
Boy-o.
voice that lived up to all of your expectations. So, voicing Kirby will be
Let me guess. Chris Pratt?
Oh.
Idris Elba. After his brilliant portrayal as Knuckles, we couldn't imagine anyone else in the role.
You know what? I'm okay with that. Hello, Internet. Welcome to Film Theory.
Hi.
That reminds you that if you stomp the subscribe button long enough, you'll eventually get a 1-up. And no,
Oh.
I haven't made a mistake here. This is not the gaming channel, believe it
Right.
or not. I know, multimedia synergy can get confusing. Welcome, my friends, to Mario Week here at Theorist HQ. We're
Yeah.
going live right now. We have a companion video over on our sister location, Game Theory, talking
Right.
about the brand new Nintendo Pictures movie studio. Yeah,
Oh.
in case you missed that news, Nintendo bought itself a movie company. So step aside, MCU.
Oh.
It's time.
Wait, it did? Who did it buy? Oh, Nintendo. They bought. Who did they buy? It couldn't be Illumination. Who did they buy for this?
Nintendo bought itself a movie company. So step aside, MCU. It's time for the rise of the NCU. Out with Doctor Strange, in with Dr. Mario.
So they got MCU?
Anyway, I think they're going to be doing some wild stuff with that one. So go check out that video by clicking the links that you see on screen.
I
after
absolutely
you
will
finish
see
watching
that
this
later.
one. Meanwhile, over here on Film Theory, we're talking about another Nintendo movie project, the upcoming Mario movie. Remember several months ago when Shigeru Miyamoto crashed a Nintendo Direct to announce the cast of an upcoming Super Mario film made by Illumination Entertainment, creator of The Minions? Well, if you don't remember that, maybe you do remember the giant chorus of confusion that came as they announced Chris Pratt as
certainly.
the lovable plumber. What? No!
Yeah. When I first saw this, I actually. You're gonna probably hate me with this, but I wasn't interested. I didn't realize the absurdity of having Chris Pratt. I was still super shocked that they were making a Mario movie in general. And I was too busy on that thought that I forgot all about this stuff. And then when I came back later and really paid attention to the cast again, that's when I was like, oh my gosh. So that was my initial reaction to it. And now that I realize what it's going to be, I've seen some really funny characters for this. Arlo. Yeah.
Yep, Instead of casting Mario's iconic longtime voice
I
actor
know!
Charles Martinet for the part, Universal
Why
picked
didn't they?
Chris Pratt, along with a number of other
I mean,
celebrities like Jack
I
Black
actu-
as Bowser
yeah.
and Seth Rogen as Donkey Kong.
I mean, they
The
actually have
news
a theory
was
as to
so
why, and I'll
ridiculous
tell
that
you
it
that in a
spawned
bit.
meme announcing that Chris Pratt would now be voicing anyone and everyone in all movies moving forward, which, lo and behold, suddenly manifested Pratt into also voicing everyone's favorite Monday-hating cat
Garfield?
in another upcoming animated release. Yep,
Really?
that is apparently going to be a thing, and we only have ourselves to blame. Now listen, Hollywood
Dang.
stunt casting in animated movies has been a thing for basically as long as animated movies have been around. And
Correct.
whether or not this tactic actually works to get more butts into theaters is a theory for
Yeah,
another
this is
day.
the theory
What
that
I'm more
people had about
interested
it.
in today is how silent the project has been ever since that Chris Pratt announcement.
That is a good point.
Just last week, as I write this, there was another Nintendo Direct with Miyamoto swooping in, getting us all hyped for Mario footage, and then Pikmin 4. As far as Mario news, all we got.
Hey, do not be upset. I will take this over the Mario movie footage any day. I am so happy that one of my favorite game series is getting a sequel. Right, unpausing now.
That was this.
The Super Mario Bros. Animated movie we're developing with Chris Meledandri from Illumination will release next spring.
A delayed next spring.
Yeah.
Miyamoto dipped, and we're all still left completely in the dark about this
Correct.
thing. Well, that was at least until right after the Nintendo Direct, when they announced that they were going to be showcasing the first teaser trailer for the film at New York.
On October 6th at 4 p.m. at New York Comic-Con. Somebody record that, please.
Comic-Con. It's about a week from today.
On
After
April
being a star
7th.
For Mario news for months, I didn't want to wait. So I'm here to
Mm-hmm.
provide, maybe not news, but gross speculation mildly supported by evidence, logic, and critical thinking. So pretty much better than what passes as news here in 2022.
Yeah.
I want to take another look back at the casting of the Super Mario movie
Right.
because I suspect the choices the filmmakers have made tell us a lot about their intentions with this film and the type of story they're planning to tell. In fact,
Yeah,
I think we can predict
that's a
almost
fair
every
point.
major beat of the plot for the entire movie just based on the casting alone. And
Right.
spoiler alert, friends, if I'm right, you might just be looking at the video game industry's version of Encanto right here.
Oh,
Get
I
those
hope not.
TikToks at the ready. So before we get into the details, we first
I
need
really
to
hope
determine
not.
what sort of Mario story the filmmakers are aiming to tell. See, Mario games tend to fit into one of two different silos. There's the more straightforward, serious narratives where there's a consistent internal logic and a passable story. Think of games
Right.
like Super Mario 64, Sunshine, Galaxy, or
Yeah.
Odyssey. Princess gets abducted by Space Bowser. We gotta save her. Bowser wants
Correct.
a wedding. We gotta crash it. Princess make cake. Mario want cake. It's basic stuff, but there is a plot there. On the other hand, you have some of the more
Correct.
meta games. Stuff like Mario Kart, Party, Sports. You know, the games where Mario plays golf on the weekends with the dragon turtle who kidnaps his girlfriend. Now, the
Yeah,
reflex
that's
here
the
might be to
weird
say
part.
that filmmakers are gonna lean towards a less serious, more meta story because they've cast Chris Pratt as the lead role. After all, he played a similar lead character in the very meta Lego movie.
Yeah.
But I don't think that this is gonna be the case for the Mario movie, not because of who's here, but rather because of who isn't here. As of yet,
To be fair about the Lego movie, yes, it was very meta, but at least it told a very fun and interesting story and took advantage of that meta aspect as well. Because, I mean, Legos are very diverse. Like, they have so many different characters you can use. Where Mario is actually, has very specific characters and very specific plots, so it would be nice if they do focus on a different story, but I don't think they're going to be able to do that here. So, yeah, I think you're right. They're going to be on the very meta side, which and, some meta movies do good, but I don't know. I don't know about this one, honestly.
there have been zero signs of the metagame mainstay characters like Daisy, Wario, Bowser Jr., Toadette, or internet boyfriend Waluigi, who alone would earn the studio a ton of free press on Twitter because he's the
Why
head
is
of the
his
Nintendo
tongue like
game
that?
Machine. No, the main cast of characters that Miyamoto announced have all been fixtures of early core Mario stories. Toad,
Right.
Princess Peach, Bowser, Luigi, even OG arcade characters like Cranky Kong and Donkey Kong. But
Yeah.
what really clinches the origin story angle for me is this announcement right here.
Spike,
Casting
right.
someone for the role of Spike. Now, Spike has been the name
I
of a
don't
couple
exactly
Mario
remember.
characters throughout the years.
Yeah, not
The
that
most
guy.
popular being a recurring enemy that pukes spiked balls out of his mouth. But the Spike they're referring to here is actually very different.
Yeah.
That's the little logo next to the casting announcement.
I don't remember
Bearded man
exactly
in a
what
hard
game he's
hat.
from.
This is actually a reference to a character named
The time is coming. Either you prepare to rule.
Foreman Spike. If you've
Foreman
never heard of him,
Spike.
I don't blame you. He's so obscure and so old that I've barely played his game. You see, Foreman Spike comes from an obscure 80s NES release called Wrecking Crew. If you're familiar with it at all, it's probably thanks to the Wrecking Crew stage in Super Smash Bros. In the game, you have to knock down walls, columns, and buildings, all while being chased around by masked eggplants. I mean, what do you expect?
Masked
Eggplants.
eggplants.
Arcades. Makes about as much sense as Yellow Circle Man avoids ghosts while consuming fruit. Anyway,
True.
the game is considered part of Mario's
You know, sorry, I don't mean to keep pausing, but I just want to say, there was actually a fun concept for Pac-Man that he's a photonic, like, aerospace crew member. Like, he's a guy on a spaceship, and the open mouth is actually, like, his helmet shape. And, like, the ghosts are cosmic horrors, kind of like a Alien Isolation, sort of. It was actually a really cool idea. So, who knows? Anyways, alright, I'm unpausing.
Origin story, considering that you play as Mario, construction dude. So Foreman Spike probably wouldn't show up in this movie unless it was trying to be something similar, which means I'm leaning towards this Mario movie being a genuine attempt to tell a Mario origin story. Now, don't worry, I don't think this is going to be a gritty, realistic Zack Snyder's Mario or anything like that, but
Yeah,
think
that.
of it. Okay, so knowing that this is going to be a Mario origin story, it lets us figure out that the movie is almost certainly going to start in either New York City or the video game equivalent, New Donk City, depending on how in-universe they want to go with
I
it.
forget
But
that
again,
was
we
its
can
name,
thank
New
Foreman
Donk.
Spike's casting for that information. Foreman Spike was one of the antagonists of Wrecking Crew, where he was Mario and Luigi's jerk boss as they worked construction jobs around the city. That makes me believe that they're embracing a lot of the early, more grounded lore of the franchise. Well, as grounded as he can be, with giant apes roaming around New York. Either way, this suggests that
but Donkey
Mario and
Kong's not a
Luigi are gonna be
super
from
huge
Brooklyn
ape, so...
or the New Donk City equivalent, complete with
It's
gruffer
Brooklyn.
New York accents rather than the whimsical
Yeah,
Italian
we're walking
narrative
here.
that Charles Martinet created for games set in the Mushroom Kingdom. The fact that they're working for Foreman Spike is also why I'm sure that Mario and Luigi won't begin the movie as plumbers. Now, before you freak out, I am very well aware that all of this sounds a lot like the awful live-action Super Mario Bros. Movie from 1993.
Goomba! Walk tall! Be proud! Go Goomba!
Here's the thing though, all of this is actually in line with early Mario franchise lore. Yeah, back when Mario was still named Jumpman, he was a carpenter because that made more sense with the setting of those games. Construction sites in cities. They didn't permanently switch him to plumber until Mario Brothers in 1983, when the setting of the game suddenly shifted down into the sewers of New York. And from there, the role of plumber just kind of stuck because Nintendo decided they liked the pipe aesthetic for the first Super Mario Brothers platformer. But the whole New York blue-collar worker thing, yeah, it's been a Mario series mainstay since the very beginning. It's just evolved and refocused itself a few times over the years.
I wonder if they're gonna use the concept that the show used, the Mario Brothers TV show, as how they get to the Mushroom Kingdom. That, like, I believe it's that they were cleaning somebody's bathroom and they found a pipe, like that drain pipe just so happened to lead to the Mushroom Kingdom. They were new people there and they became heroes. So who knows? Who knows how this is going to play out, but I think maybe it's going to start out with what Matt said, that they're going to start as construction workers, maybe they'll hate their job, quit and be plumbers, and then they'll find the pipe to the Mushroom Kingdom. Or maybe they'll find it somewhere else, who knows?
So, like I said at the top of the episode, it's amazing what details we can glean for the story just from the cast list, and we're just getting started. See, I'm confident that the very first conflict of the movie, probably the opening scene of the movie, is going to be an adaptation of the original Donkey Kong arcade game. This is because Fred Armisen has been cast as Cranky Kong, while Seth Rogen is playing a separate Donkey Kong. Why would that matter? Well, the old curmudgeonly Cranky Kong that we know from the Donkey Kong Country games is canonically the same great ape from the original arcade game, the one...
Oh, right. Yeah, so that could be the origin, and then, like, a few years oh, that's how it could be. A few years could pass, and Mario has a new job as a plumber, and like, by the time he gets to the Mushroom Kingdom, we see, like, Donkey Kong as Cranky, and, like, he has a son named DK. That's actually an
that kidnapped Pauline
interesting
before
idea.
throwing barrels at Mario Jumpman Mario.
Mm-hmm.
Donkey Kong is Cranky Kong's son. So given that
Right.
Cranky and Donkey are listed as two separate characters, and the fact that the movie seems to be drawing from old Mario lore, it's likely that we're going to see those events from the original arcade game play out in the film. And because it all happens at a construction site, wouldn't be surprised if it ends up being the same one that Mario and Luigi work at under Foreman Spike. Cranky's inclusion also means that we're going to see a time skip, probably after that opening scene. See, gorillas live somewhere between 35 and 40 years on average. So for Cranky to have kidnapped Pauline and fought Mario in his prime, but then to be an old man monkey in the present day, it's reasonable to assume that something like 10 years have passed. Also, just because I feel like this is the best place to call it out, I don't expect Mario or Luigi to be wearing their iconic outfits at this stage in the movie.
That's a good point too.
Overalls, but I bet they'll be in reversed or different colors, reflecting
Maybe
the original sprites and concept art for the characters having wildly different color palettes. The modern iconic look for the Mario Brothers wasn't solidified until the Super Mario platformers, so I'd expect them gearing up into those for a big final moment later on in the movie. So there you have it, simple as that. Act 1 of the film. Cranky Kong kidnaps someone at a construction site, and a young 15 to 20-year-old Mario saves them. If they're keeping in line with Mario canon, the person kidnapped will be Mario's first girlfriend, Pauline.
So that's a good question as well. Who is going to be, if that's the case, who's going to be voicing Pauline then? Interesting how he never got that. Probably because it would have spoiled a lot of things, but who knows, maybe they're still working on it.
Yet no one's been publicly announced to play the character, but
that's
common for minor roles in animated films like this. They'd announce more minor cast members closer to release to keep the movie in the headlines. So I wouldn't be surprised if they have that announcement roll out later. That is, unless they're planning on mixing it up and Peach and Pauline actually wind up being fused into the same character, which,
I hope not,
has been a pet theory of mine for years that I've never found the evidence to do. See, even I have some evidentiary standards. I mean, not much, but it's
really? So they've been the same character?
Anyway, after that opening rescue, I suspect that we're going to see some sort of a time skip, probably about 10 years or so to account for Cranky Kong's age. Again, if we're following Mario lore, Pauline will either be mayor of New York or New Donk, or be campaigning for it after the time skip, just like the role that she plays in Super Mario Odyssey. At this point, traditional storytelling technique demands that
would
Mario
look amazing after 10 years, by the way.
phase in the movie. Maybe he's dissatisfied with his construction job, or with his life in general after seeing people he knows like Pauline moving on to bigger and better things. Maybe he's upset with his antagonistic boss Spike, or he dreams of starting his own business. Regardless of what it is, Mario is dissatisfied with where he is in his life, and this wand is going to be the thing that gets the adventure started. Given that the plumbing aesthetic of the Mario franchise started specifically in the sewers of New York, something is going to draw Mario and Luigi down there. I mean,
that's gotta be it.
Where Seth Rogen's Donkey Kong is going to enter the picture, setting a trap for the Mario Brothers. I say this because Rogen is billed as one of the top 6 actors for the film, and given that we've already established DK exists in the New York section of the world rather than the
But that's the issue, though. How is Donkey Kong gonna show up in that period? If after like the 10 time skip, because then you'd have Cranky Kong. I'm assuming that Donkey Kong and Cranky Kong are the same character essentially, but he's called Donkey Kong before he's called Cranky. Or it's either that, or actually, I think what he's about to say is that because, like you said, Cranky is Donkey's father. So that would make sense that if Cranky's descendant goes after Mario next. So never mind, forget what I just said, sorry.
Mushroom Kingdom section, we gotta find a way to get him into the rest of the story somehow.
True.
Here, Mario and Luigi will fight Donkey Kong at the end of Act 1, probably with a bunch of turtles and crabs crawling out of pipes like we see in the Mario Brothers game. Finally, like any good anime, the trip will somehow be isekai'd into the Mushroom Kingdom through a magic pipe. So we can finally hop on over to the Mushroom Kingdom and meet the rest of the cast starting in Act 2. Here in Act 2, I expect the movie is gonna draw a lot from the early Mario franchise games. Specifically, it's gonna be more or less an adaptation of the original Super Mario Brothers for the NES. You know, the classic stuff. Bowser invading the Mushroom Kingdom, kidnapping Princess Peach after Mario and Luigi arrive, sending the brothers on their journey to stop King Koopa. This will set up 2 important points for our narrative here. First, seeing Peach get kidnapped like Pauline is going to remind Mario of the heroic man that he used to be in his younger years, encouraging him to try and recapture some of his earlier spark. It's also here that we're going to see Donkey Kong switch his loyalties, going from an antagonist to more of a comedic support for Mario and Luigi. I say this primarily because of Seth Rogen's casting. In these sorts of family-friendly animated films, Rogen tends to be the comedic ally for the main good guy. Think of his
You know, he's making good points here, but I still don't get how this would end up being a musical as a result. I mean, he's making good points about the story, which is what I'm liking. But still, we have 5 minutes left, and he hasn't explained enough of why it would be a musical, but he's about to get to that, I'm sure.
Parts as Pumbaa in The Lion King or
Right.
Bob in Monsters vs. Aliens. Combine that with reports of a Donkey Kong spin-off in development, that means that DK is going to need to steal a fair bit of screen time to set that film up. Now, this is a pretty wild shot in the dark, but if I had to guess, I'd say that seeing how the kidnapping of Princess Peach devastates the Kingdom of Toads will make Donkey Kong realize that Cranky was wrong all those years ago about kidnapping people. Or heck, maybe Bowser just stole a big old hoard of DK's bananas and that just made him hangry. Either way, DK is probably going to join the good guy side here. Also, Princess Peach will not be the helpless damsel in distress that she is in the classic Mario platformers. Mostly because that would be tone deaf. This is 2022 after all. That sort of stuff doesn't fly anymore. Plus, Anya Taylor-Joy is a girl boss. She has a ton of serious projects playing powerful women under her belt. I doubt she'd want her only lines here to be, "Help me, Mario," and "Here's your cake, Mario." So I expect Peach to take an active role in her own rescue. From here, expect the story to play out like a classic Super Mario game. Mario, Luigi, and Donkey Kong adventure through the Mushroom Kingdom's various biomes, going from castle to castle looking for Peach. I wouldn't be surprised to see a funny montage of Mario freeing a castle only for Toad to say the princess is in another castle. Meanwhile,
that would be
Miss
pretty
Fortress,
funny,
Bowser
actually.
and Peach will share a lot of scenes together where she's trying to escape as he attempts to woo her like it's a romantic comedy. Before the final battle,
okay, that would make much more sense considering that Jack Black is playing.
Mario and Luigi get their iconic overalls just so we can make sure that there are some money shots for the trailer. And also a bunch of new merch for Nintendo Land and Universal Studios.
Yeah, of
course. In the
course.
first game, Bowser will probably meet his end on a bridge, likely falling into lava. But don't worry, this won't be the last that we see of King Koopa. The post-credits will reveal him nursing his wounds. The camera will pan out for the big teaser reveal of the Koopalings. I mean, it could be Bowser Jr., but let's face it, the Koopalings are way more synonymous with early Mario games and would get more hype in the press. And that's it. Mario's arc will be resolved. His dissatisfaction with life will disappear as he finds new purpose in the Mushroom Kingdom. Cue a final Easter egg joke of Donkey Kong, Mario, and Luigi hopping into go-karts and racing off into the sunset as the screen fades to black. So that's how I see the story of this Super Mario movie playing out. But don't click away to my other Mario theory on game theory just yet, my friends. We're not done here. See, loyal theorists, there's a last cherry on top of this plot prediction that I think is going to convince you that I'm omniscient if I get right. My wild swing for the fences theory here is that this Super Mario movie is going to be a musical. Why do I say that? First of all, Illumination Entertainment has itself a history of making movies where gorillas break out into song.
I think it's just that one.
A number of their films are musicals, including ones that are even based on non-musical source material. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean that this movie is going to be a musical, but I also
hope
ask
not.
you to once again look at the cast list. Literally all of them have histories with music in some way or another. Let's just do a quick roll call here. Chris Pratt has a surprisingly decent singing voice, and he's already starred in animated movie musicals like the aforementioned Lego Movie. Likewise, Charlie Day basically takes every opportunity he has to add singing into It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. Keegan-Michael Key's biggest secret weapon might be his singing voice.
Yeah, but how is he gonna do that with a scrunchy voice like Toad's? Sorry if I made somebody deaf with that, but still, he's playing Toad. Unless they're doing the classic Toad voice, which is a little lower pitched, kind of like this. You know, like the... Maybe, who knows?
Actors with smaller announced roles here, like Kevin Michael Richardson and Fred Armisen, have pipes. The weakest singing voice of everyone who's been cast so far would be Seth Rogen, and even he's still sung in movies like the Lion King remake. But the biggest coup for Illumination here has to be Anya Taylor-Joy and Jack Black. Because they're Bowser and Peach, they are guaranteed to share a lot of scenes, and therefore at least one musical number. Anya Taylor-Joy has a history as a studio recording artist and has an amazing voice. Jack Black, on the other hand, is a master comedic musician in his own right, being half of the metal band Tenacious D and being well known for his roles in films like The Pick of Destiny and School of Rock. This pair sharing a musical number together is almost too good to pass up. Just imagine Bowser whipping out a guitar and trying to woo Princess Peach through song and dance.
How could he play it with those massive hands of his? But this is the perfect idea.
writes itself. And think, people were surprised by the Chris Pratt announcement. Wait till they hear Mario burst out into song in the first trailer.
Oh,
So,
I really
there
hope
you have
not.
it, my friends. Feel free to sit the next Nintendo Direct out, Miyamoto-san. I've got you covered. The Mario movie is going to be an origin story starting with construction sites and Kongs and ending with Bowser and ballads. And hey, since I saved you the time, please go back to working on Mario Odyssey 2. It's been too long without a main series Mario title. But
Yeah.
hey, that's just a
Theory.
A
Film theory.
And now's your chance, dear viewer, to go check out our other new video
All right.
on Game Theory, talking about the
All right,
brand
we will go
spanking
look
new
at that
Nintendo
soon.
Pictures movie studio. Trust me, I think Nintendo is getting up to some weird shenanigans that no other movie studio could get away with. But to find out exactly what I mean, you have to click on over to that video right now.
I
Right
will.
now, link is on screen. Not gonna say it again. You're smart. Go watch it.
Well, thank you for calling me smart. Okay, well, he had some very good insight on his stuff. Honestly, I think he just hit all the nails on the head. Like, I mean, literally, what I was theorizing, he was immediately gonna say. And eventually, so, I don't know, I think we're pretty in sync with what's gonna happen. That, yeah, the movie's likely gonna start out with Mario as a construction worker with Donkey Kong. I thought it was gonna be more so that maybe Donkey Kong is more or less so on the beginning part where he's used for mainly the first act, or who knows, and then he goes to Cranky Kong. But then again, it would kind of be useless to have Cranky Kong in that way, which is why it's probably going to be a much better idea to swap that, where DK is shown and then it becomes Cranky, and then Donkey's descendant plays a part in as well. I mean, for them to use the same voice actor for both the Cranky Kong in his prime and then the regular Donkey Kong, it would be very likely that they would simply just, don't have him talk and just go, So, because again, Donkey Kong doesn't talk, so there's no way he's going to be singing, unless he's like some sort of vocal support, which would be pretty funny, actually, so they're probably going to do that. But overall, his idea was perfect for it. Like how Bowser is going to be like one of the more comedic characters, as they say, where as Mario and Luigi are traveling to different areas, he's trying to woo her or woo Peach, and Peach is having none of it. That would be really funny. Okay. Well, I hope you guys liked the reaction. With that being said, make sure to like and subscribe to Film Theory and also his other channels, and make sure to subscribe to me if you liked my reaction and liked my discussion. Anyways, I'll see you guys in that next reaction, likely the Smash Bros. Movie. I did not know they bought a company for filming. That being said, I'll see you then. Bye.